blastmusic247.com. We're changing the industry one artist at a time.
I enjoy that sound. Ding, ding, ding. It's time to come eat. Time to grow. Hey, hey. I am Melikia K, Courtney. What's going on with you? This is SXP MetaMorphosis 365, your growth podcast. Welcome. All right. The way we start things around here, I'm going to continue. And you know what just occurred to me? My hair is all over this microphone. Let's make sure I can be heard really good. Okay. Gang, gang. So, we begin like we do every week with gratitude. It's not a optional. Like for me, it is really habit and routine, and I think it's a wonderful way to start anything that you are starting, whether it is your day, whether it is a project, whether it is dinner. How about that? Start with a little bit of gratitude. So, in the vein of that gratitude, I simply say thank you to Blast Music 247 for offer me a podcast home to be in. Of course, I also have Melikia K, Courtney YouTube channels. So please do follow both. I am going to share this with you because I do have it. And it'll make it kind of convenient and easy for you to follow. Bam. QR code for Blast Music 247. Thank you to Troy, who is my guy in the chair for the back of the house things. And I really appreciate him for that. Thank you to Sunshine Cromwell, who has her podcast every Friday at 7 p.m. Shine Vibrations. If you have not seen it, please do go check it out because she is a dope podcaster. She has some really fun and mischievous and other things. I'm a fan of all of that good stuff. Okay, great. So today, Pride connects to disconnect. Pride connects to disconnect. This was Thursday morning of the past week. I woke up saying this from a dream state, and it was like someone was speaking it to me, and they were saying, hold on to this. You got it? Make sure you hold on to this and take this with you. And I understood it to, come get your mosquitoes. I understood it to be message. All right. Sometimes I just saw hummingbird, you guys. Sometimes things come through the dream state, and it is for me to share. Some stuff is just for me to pray and to know, right, and to behave. So I understood that this was one of the things to be shared. There's a couple other things that I am to share, and I will. Same time I start here. Let's get some beginnings. Pride connects to disconnect. What a wake up. What a week wake up. What a thing to be hearing when you wake up. Kind of different. And like with many things, I'll be busy. The same day, that same Thursday, I was to attend a funeral. From there, I'm on flights and doing this, that, and the third. Busy. But it just never, it didn't leave. And I knew to write it down, which I did. And to revisit it and really think on it and pray in it, because I wanted to fully understand what was being said. Right. And I understand that even at this point, I'm understanding in pieces, and I'm going to keep on digging so that I get the full meat and the full root of the message. And I encourage you to do the absolute same. Let me make sure that y'all can hear. I said the cat. I can't make, the mosquitoes, listen, don't listen. You keep your mosquitoes. You don't want them. No. Unwelcome mosquitoes. Hey, everybody. All right. So let's dig. The first thing that came to mind to me was like literally KJV version of the Holy Bible. Pride comes before a fall. And that's like the simplified language. I am a fan of going back and let's see what's a fuller thought. So we're going to read to you. Consider me the teacher for a few minutes, because that's what we're going to do. I'm going to read to you off the board. Pride goeth before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall. that is, for me at least, it colors in the picture a little bit more than just saying pride comes before a fall. Destruction, haughty spirit before the fall. Clarity. Always important to go back and study and to get it all. And I'm kind of hesitant to say the word right, but full. I'll use that. All right. When you are connecting pride, when you have connected to pride, i.e., think about all of your electronics when your phone is kind of dying. What you're gonna do? You're gonna grab your charger. You want to plug it in and juice up. You know, you want to fill it up, recharge, get into a full state. But what happens when your life battery is draining and you are tired and you are sleepy and you are cranky? You don't have a particular enough that you wanted. There are needs, all right? And you are feeling drained and there's a strain and there's all of these things and you are reaching to plug in. What happens when you choose pride? And let's color that in a little bit more too. When you do not get honest about what you're dealing and feeling and handling, when you do not ask for the help that you know you need, when you do not seek the relationships and a language or a bridge or the things that build and help, right? Pride kind of gets in the way of that. The I already know syndrome that some people suffer, the there's many colors, and I would say it's so important. Hey, Abronia, it's so important to do your own you research. Go hunting on you. Who are you? What do you plug into when you are tired, lonely, hungry, angry, feeling like your needs are met, strained or stressed out, depleted? What are you plugging into? Are you choosing that defensive pride? Very important. Ask. I'm about the questions, and I am saying ask, ASK, just so we are clear. Ask. It's good to ask yourself, what are you plugging into, and find out if in fact you are plugging into pride. How is it serving you? I can tell you that, and I'm going to give you 5 cases. Just five areas to peek in, just a few extra things to wander off in and about because it's good too. When you connect to pride, pride is disconnecting you from, all right? Because you're plugged into it already. There's nothing else that can plug into you. You don't have 2 chargers that's going to fit into your phone right now. Oh, get your mosquitoes. Get the picture. It is disconnecting you from your self-awareness, all right? When you are connected into pride, you're wearing blinders. You may not know it, you may not want to hear it or even believe it, but that is true, because it limits your growth. It limits your ability to see your own flaws. You might be able to crystal clear see everybody else's, but you're in a position where you've limited seeing your own. And then here's something that a lot of folks don't sit with. Let me invite you to sit with this. Sometimes people judge themselves with flaws that are not even their flaws. They're just stacking and pouring heaviness on self when that really is not the root. Those are the symptomatic behaviors, right? So self-awareness, when you are plugged into pride, it is disconnecting you from your self-awareness. Dallas Donuts, please do understand that. Your self-reflection is impeded. It makes it harder to give an honest look at yourself, at what you're experiencing, at who's in your ally corner, some of the situations that happen around you, your response. All right, so look around for a minute, do some inventory, see if pride is connected and if it's impeding your self-awareness. And humility. So I am not one for the trashing yourself or calling yourself filthy or anything other than beautiful, wonderful, and great, right? And beloved. You know, I'm not one for that behavior. At the same time, there is a beauty in humility, that you are not walking around with your head so swollen you can't fit through doors, that you are not so important that nobody else can be important to, that you are not so number one, that you're not on Highlander, let's say it like that for those who understand that reference, that there can be more than one, you know, your self-awareness. How do the people around you behave? You know, ask the folks around you real quick. How am I to be around? Am I a joy? Am I pleasant? Am I arrogant? Am I full of pride? And the righted up pride, where my niece said, there's a word, it just skipped my head, but she set the record, there we go, for a 2-mile run with her school. And everybody's so very proud of her. We are rightly so. We are proud of her, but we're not gonna sit here and play delusion. You know what I mean? We're not gonna do that. Now she is the greatest. I am say she's the greatest. She's the greatest. But I'm okay if someone else hollers the same about their baby too. You see what I mean? So the writing of a thing, and I'm using a very simple example to kind of just tap, because that's what I'm here for. I am here to help you grow. So I'm going to tap on your thought box a little bit, and let's get to thinking and inspecting. That introspection is super big. I'm going to harp on it just about every time you hear my voice. We're going to talk about introspection because it's important when we deal with ourselves. When we have a look at ourselves and see how we are thinking, behaving, responding, then we can really answer some of the questions in the environment around us. Okay, and make sure that we're participating in the light that we choose and not in a misformed or misguided light. Number 2, when you connect to pride, when pride connects, it disconnects relationships. Okay, I'm sitting outside of the beauty of the beauty. When pride connects, it disconnects relationships. So instead of, like I mentioned earlier, building bridges, you're building walls. You're building walls. I heard something so very sad this week, and it kind of made my heart sad for a little bit, just to even hear it. Someone was sharing how they don't trust anybody, and I'm thinking, like, there are 8 billion people on this planet. How lonely, how sad to not be able to trust at least one. You know what I mean? And prayers are up, because that's got to be lonely. It's got to be sad. It's got to be tiring to hold that vibration over and unto yourself. Dude, and here's the crazy part. That's pride. Someone may not even see it as that, but oh, baby, that's a prideful response. It really just is. And it's not a shade or a shooting. None of that at all. I think it's just a matter of a conversation and coming to awareness. I think that's the only thing that's really missing. Just a moment of awareness. So instead of building the bridges that are necessary, walls are being built. It impedes your ability to forgive and move on. Folks that are stuck, that are holding on to things that happened in 1906, and you down the road in the 2000s already, good far in, but you still holding on to that offense because you right. Okay, be right. All right, and then choose if you want to just be right or you want to be free of that destruction that we mentioned earlier, that haughtiness that we mentioned earlier that comes before the fall, because pride comes before destruction of your awareness, destruction of your relationships, destruction of your purpose, destruction of your peace, destruction of your impact. You know, so this is I guess like a warning, not like a threat type of worry, not that. This is a warning, an admonishment to introspect and to really get honest, because there are times where we can believe a thing is so. We could be saying it and speaking it. This is what it is, this is what it is, this is what it is. But when you get to the root of it, no, the hell it ain't. Ain't that at all. There's a pride response in the water. And getting quiet, getting honest, hopping into the meditation, hopping into your word, if you are into the word of God or the Quran or the Tao Te Ching, whatever it is that you are into, whatever your holy book that speaks to you says, hopping into that with yourself, taking you into that throne of grace, taking you into that meditation and that enlightenment, taking you into that place of quiet to know yourself. Because that is what's required. Let's go. So can't say I'm sorry when you are plugged into that disconnect of pride. It's too hard. They don't deserve it. They're not worth it. I'm gonna hold it till and then carry it to the grave. But do you really understand what you're carrying? And do you really understand how heavy it is? Right? And am I saying overlook atrocities or traumas? I am not saying overlook them. I am not saying it didn't happen. I'm not saying that it didn't hurt or doesn't still hurt. I'm not saying any of that. What I am saying is, okay, pumpkin and darlings, what is it costing you? What space could be freed up in you? What release could occur? What growth could you plant and grow and seed and water and cure and impact? What are you cutting off? What are you missing out on by choosing to walk in that level of unforgiveness based off of pride or right, or however you want to call it, but it's pride. Right. When you plug into pride, when you connect with it, you disconnect from opportunities. All right. And I'm letting that breathe for a second because the mind gets to thinking, hopefully, where have I missed out on opportunity? The opportunity to learn. We have people who resist learning, learning resistant. We got folks who miss growth, miss relationships, miss friendships, miss moments that were the folks who pray, right? God, I'd like to experience this. God, I'd like to have that. I would like to have this person in my life. I would like to have a business that thrives. I would like to have friends. I would like to have, go out here. I want to go travel. I want to go travel with particular people, who have sense and like minds. I'd like to impact. I want to have my work seen and honored. Things like this, right? Okay. All under the line of what we're asking for and the things we desire. What are your desires? You go ahead and pull them up. Okay. So whatever your cachet is saying, what your desires are. But when you are stuck in freaking pride, you are not taking those opportunities because you can't connect. You're not connecting. You might be right in front of, beside or next to someone who really could make the difference in the desire that you have. All right. But your pride, maybe the pride of choosing fear. All right. I'd rather be afraid out of my mouth and not say something. The pride of arrogance, you better. Oh, that person thinks they think they're so great. I've heard foolery. And it's sad that we can choose to approach one another with such a poor lens. That's poor lensing. And I'm just going to say it like that. How do you know what a person is or who they are until you get to know that person? How? Because, and here's the fun part, thank God for discernment. I will nod and lean into discernment. If you come across a person and that spirit energy tells you run, I'm going to say, get on over there. But that even in that, there's learning. You've taken time to learn. You've taken time to learn discernment. Your spirit is speaking about that vibration in that person. Okay, KOB, that's not an opportunity that you needed. You took the opportunity for peace. Gang, I'm for it a lot, right? But the moments where you are pressed, you feel that unction, you have that yes in your mind, and you know it's for you, but you still want to resist. You still want to cower and hide and not. And you fill in your blank of what the not looks like, right? Pride. Sum it up. Let's make it simple. Pride, because you're connected to pride and nothing else can connect. It's disconnected. It's almost like decision. We talked about decision before. When you make that decision, you settle on what it is that you will have. This is my decision. This is my choice. I'm going to do this. Everything else done died off because there's no more option, i.e. marriage. I've settled on this person. I'm going to marry this person. I'm going to exist in a monogamous state with this person, and nobody else is welcome. Now, we know that folks change their mind, don't we? Right? So I'm going to leave that right there. However, the point stands. So consider that when you connect to pride, you are disconnecting from your self-awareness, you're disconnecting from relationships, you're disconnecting from beautiful opportunities to grow, to learn, to meet, to impact, to live on purpose, to make a difference, to be creative, to explore, to travel, to have fun. Da, 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 da. Fill in the freaking blank. And then again, I draw back to my question. Is it worth it? How much does it cost to carry that? You know, honestly, how much is it costing you? All right. So, okay, I'm at 20 minutes. I'm doing really, really good. On time. Very excited. Okay, so from purpose, and we've touched on this a little bit, but these are the points I wanted to make sure we harped and kind of ironed into: the self-awareness, relationships, opportunities, purpose, and peace. Let's go with purpose. Darlings of darlings, have you sat to understand what your purpose is? And if so, how important is it to you that you live, walk, express, and work in your purpose? Like, how important is it? Is it that you being in your purpose opens the doors for so many other folks? Maybe you're serving industry, maybe you offer products, maybe you are the door for a lot of people, and they need to come through you to get to their purpose or to be most effective in it. Have you examined or sought your purpose? And then if you have and you acted in it and maybe walked away from it, have you figured out a path back to it? And all of this is an important pause to kind of dig, because imagine with me if you connect to pride and disconnect from your purpose. Let's go to a couple of rude places. Ready to be rude with me right quick for these examples? I grew up in church, in Chicago churches, like all kind of denominations, yada, yada, yada. And I saw time and again where pride was on the pulpit, with no purpose involved. The words coming out of the mouth when reading the Bible, okay, cool. But all that other stuff that was around it, trash panda behavior. Trash panda behavior. All right. Let's bring it into IRL, real world examples, more and more and more. The current situation with our government. Absolute trash panda. Here we go once again, where folks have pride in the way of fulfilling purpose. Their pride is more important than fulfilling the purpose and the position that they were blessed into, appointed into, trusted into, elected into. And instead of upholding the oaths that they took to accept that position in office, it is clear that the things was crossed behind the back as the lies are unfolding before our eyes. So can you get that picture clear with me? Pride. And what comes with pride? Destruction. Look at the destruction that we are all experiencing. And some folks are blind to the destruction that they're experiencing, but that's okay, in a matter of time, all right? And then the haughtiness that comes along with pride, there's a fall. So imagine how great the impact of a person who takes that oath, whatever oath it is, whatever office it is, or position, job, business, when they stand in the power of their word and are honest with it and are holding it up to, if they believe in someone, divine God, amen. But if they have a commitment and honor in them, imagine the beautiful impact of that. Imagine the wonderfulness of keeping your word. And I'm sure you have your own examples, or at least I hope you do. I definitely have mine where I have made a commitment and my pride had to suffer because I gave my word. So maybe I'm mad and I don't wanna, or maybe I think I know better and can do it a better way. But if I committed to doing it this particular way with this particular person, guess what we get to do? We're going to move onward unless that person can come to an agreement with me that we're going to do things a little bit different. Do you understand? All right. That touches back to relationships. This is all sewn together. Consider it a blanket, a sheet, a crocheted, a knitted book, sweater, whatever you need to consider it. These things work hand in hand. And if you are so stuck in your will, in your way, so stuck that you would dishonor yourself and those around you, imagine that great impact. And wouldn't you call that destruction? I would call that destruction. Destruction of self-awareness, destruction of relationships, destruction of your opportunities, destruction of your purpose. And damn sure ain't no peace involved in behaving those ways, right? No peace, no inner peace. So we're gonna move on to peace. I still have 4 minutes before we need to take our break. So we're getting it in and getting it done. You know what? I'm gonna pause for peace. I'll bring you peace after we do our break. But I wanted to share this with you. All right, so I share the Proverbs thought with you. So I understand that everybody is not in the Holy Bible. Everybody doesn't necessarily use that as their holy book. So I am a studier and a learner. I believe in learning. Let's talk about the Tao Te Ching. He who stands on tiptoe is not steady. He who shows himself is not bright. He who boasts will not be respected. He who is proud will not endure. That's from chapter 24 of the Tao Te Ching. And I'll read it one more time. He who stands on tiptoe is not steady. He who shows himself is not bright. He who boasts will not be respected. He who is proud will not endure. Chapter 24 of the Tao Te Ching. Let's run back on the Proverbs 16:18 for those who came after. Pride goeth before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall. I don't want no parts of that destruction. I don't want no parts of that fall. I don't want no parts of that drama and smoke. I like peace. And if you are a peace pursuer like I am, like for real, then it's wise to look at where you have connected pride, unhealthy pride, not the pride that is just and righted. I'm not talking about that. The beauty, the praise. Like I shared the example of my niece, that wonderful. I'm talking about that arrogance. All the icky. That's what we're talking about. The things that connect and clog up and prevent anything else from plugging in and connecting well. All right, that's destroying. Talking about that destruction that is destroying your self-awareness, that is destroying your relationships, that is destroying your opportunities, that is destroying your purpose. Come on now. Come on. All right, that was from Tao, and this one is from the Quran. And do not turn your cheek in contempt toward people, and do not walk through earth exultantly. Indeed, Allah does not like everyone self-deluded and boastful. Why walk around that way? Let's go back again one more time. And do not turn your cheek in contempt toward people, and do not walk through the earth exultantly. Indeed, Allah does not like everyone self-deluded and boastful. So just 3 examples. It's not very often that I take it to the holy books, but this was I think it warranted it. This message warranted taking it that step, because it's life is serious. It is quite serious around these parts up in these United States of America. And for those, thank you to my out of the country viewers. I really am appreciative to you, and my in the country viewers, I'm appreciative to you. It's wonderful to be together and to learn and grow together and to consider. Like, I really believe in reasoning together. If you have comments that you'd like to share about the podcast SXP Metamorphosis 365, which you're enjoying right now, you'd like to talk to the host, email me. lifeissanctuaryxp@gmail.com. lifeissanctuaryxp@gmail.com. The 3-day just took place back in September 12th through 14th. And it was probably one of the most powerful 3 days, the most effective, the most on purpose. Definitely in relationships were involved. And the efforts to bring about peace. Oh my God. So we have wonderful things coming up. I will be sharing calendars soon. I will say heads up for that first weekend in February. We're going to do a day of healing, and it's going to be a great focus. We're going to work to build some bonds and allyship. And then March, that second weekend, and September, the second weekend, we're going to have the 3-day for the women. So you can already put that on your calendars and start looking for those offerings. I am a certified life coach. I am a spiritual coach with discipline and rituals, certified. So I do not just talk about the thing. I work in the thing alongside my clients, my people, to help us be who we need to be in this earth and make the impact and difference that we came to make, not the excuses. All right. So if you know you need that in your life, touch base with me. Let's have a conversation and see how we can work together to help you meet your goals. All right. So with that, we're going to pause. We're at the 30 mark, and I would like to share this with you. Now, earlier we talked about Blast Music 247. There's two things I didn't tell you. As a fan, if you go over there, blastmusic247.com, register as a fan, you're going to get to enjoy a plethora of wonderful music, magazines, indie magazine entries, and just a whole lot of fun love over there. Go play. If you are an artist and you'd like to have your music shared, get more exposure, make some more friends, register as an artist. And then, just like for them, I can do this for you.
Melting
Okay, I always enjoy that. That's Michael's soul, and it's such a, oh my gosh, I don't know. It's the skill. That's really what it is. The skill in that voice and in this song. Okay, so just like for Michael, if you've taken your tail on over there to blastmusic247.com and registered as an artist, I can play that for you. Yes, I saw you actively rioting in my comments, dear human. And we will tend to your active writing at a different time because I want to make sure that we share this last point, and then after getting through that point, time permits, I will tend to your active writing. Absolutely. All right. So recap, just in case. So awareness. When pride connects, you are disconnecting from your self-awareness. You are disconnecting from relationships. You are disconnecting from opportunities. You're disconnecting from purpose. And baby, you're disconnecting from peace. Let's rewind it. I'm hoping that in the course of this moving through this conversation, you are thinking, where are the moments where maybe I disconnected from self-awareness because of pride? You know, and it's possible that by doing that, I may have damaged some relationships and pooped on some opportunities that related to my purpose. And it's possible that I need to go back and clean up my mess. It's possible. So think that through. Do not just be a hearer, but be a doer. Okay, that is how the growth occurs. You got to put some muscle into it, get your back into it, work, do your inner work, do your external work. Inner work being honest and clarity and taking yourself on and understanding what it is that you need to tend to, who it is that you need to tend to, and dollars to donuts, you first. All right. So I'm saying I'm kind of cute puppies. Purpose, peace. When you connect to pride, you disconnect from peace. Okay. And that right there, in a nutshell, it fuels competition. Now, I am a competitive person, let's be clear. Let's talk about how, let's get some contrast in why. I'm a gamer. I want to win. I do not want to lose. Absolutely freaking out. However, I do not get lost in the competition with the other person. Does that make sense? Like I am always competing with me. I don't care who I'm playing. It don't even freaking matter. I am competing with my personal best. It is fun to play with others, and I really do love it. I enjoy playtime. I think it's one of the greatest ways to learn. Same time, I'm looking at, okay, I have goals set into games that have objectives, but I have my own goals. And I'm like, okay, did I hit that goal? Did I meet that marker? In the goals with the objectives on the table, because I want to meet the objectives as well, right? So that competition can be healthy when you are in competition with yourself, but when you are one who is giving to trying to compete constantly with other people, damn, how tiring is that? How tiring and exhausting is that? You see it often in the beauty industry where folks are trying to be slim and missing tushes and fitting into a European framework of what beauty is. That is not the beginning and end all of beauty. Clearly it isn't. Look at all this beautiful melanin. Hello? So, and the curves that come with the different complexions. So in that space of beauty, there's been such a misguiding, such a lying to send people off into feeling like they are not enough, they are not beautiful enough, they need to cut or tuck or add or shove or walk over the next person, woman or man, to acquire this, that, and the third, to have, to push them out of it and possess. Things like this. Foolishness. You hear it in it. There's no peace in behaving that way. There's no peace in behaving that way. I'm all for even competition in the workplace where you maybe are vying for a promotion with this or in competition with someone else to gain. Okay, fine, do your job. Be excellent at it. Think, be creative. I'm all for that. But do you go and sabotage the other person? Do you go steal people's ideas? Do you move from that rhetoric of winning regardless, and regardless being amoral, no conscious behavior? What are you willing to do? Where does competition take you? Are you angry? Are you yelling and cussing everybody out? Can't nobody else win around you? That's what I'm talking about. That's unhealthy. There is no peace in that. So when you in your pride, it's disconnecting you from the peace. When you're in the pride of competition, you are wreaking havoc on yourself. And probably people around you. Knock it off. Okay? Move. Comparison. Comparing yourself. Constantly, never enough. Tiring. Again, that falls right in with the competition. But there needs to be a bit of a contrast painted because of the level and how they feel out. All right. The competition, you can see it more actively, and outside, you're going to see the IRL action. The comparison, though, that could be a silent monster. That could be a silent leading into the destruction of sickness. Folks who are constantly trying to lose weight in unhealthy ways. Folks who are, get your mosquito. I'm literally swinging at it with my pen, y'all see? And they don't want to go away. But people who are being unhealthy in their mind, all right? There's a constant conversation going on in their mind that won't allow them to have peace. They're constantly comparing themselves to people who have done better, folks who are their age and farther along, comparing themselves to the list that the people in their lives wrote for them to be or become, and they couldn't never live up to that. Comparing themselves to death. All right, inner death, outside death, suicide's even. 9 and 8, prevention. Okay, so when you're connected to that pride of disconnecting you from peace, you're missing out on the peace clearly, but you're fueling the competition, you're fueling the comparison, you're fueling the defensiveness. Do you understand how many times I have sat with folks whom I love or come to love through coaching and helping, and need to work through the walls and barriers of defensiveness? Great part is I'm not here to attack you. I'm only out for your good. I'm out for your heart. I'm out for your life improving. I'm out for your growth. No, it's not optional. Not if you're going to be around me. No, there's going to be accountability around me. I'm going to be in your business. I'm going to ask some questions. Pay me to. All right? Get results. And that's what I do. So the defensiveness, are you defensive? When somebody comes and asks you things that they rightly should be asking you, are you defensive? And if so, why? What are you protecting? What are you gaining? I would say that you're protecting your pride instead of just coming clean and being open and fully honest and having peace. There's so much peace in that. There's a release in coming out of hiding. All right, coming out of pride. All right, beyond the defensiveness, conflict. Conflict is very much present when you're connected into pride and disconnected from your peace. Look at your life. Have you ever done a web for your life and put you in that little center circle and then do your extending lines, and you're making a circle, a circle, a circle, a circle, and every circle you are writing down a particular conflict. What conflicts do you have going on in your life? This will give you a good look of the war state you exist in and the work you need to do to come out of it. But how do you work on what you don't know is there if you refuse to look and see what is honestly, like, be honest? Pride will get in the way of you being able to be honest and say, hey, listen, I'm really struggling with this. Hey, I feel a little bit lost. I don't have all the answers. Pride will have you lying. Everything's fine. I'm okay. La, 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 la. Looking out for the lightning. Don't fall for that. Don't let conflict exist knowing that there's resolution available. Come on now. Don't let trauma take over, knowing that there is peace and resolution available. The calm resolution at that. Some folks are resolved to boom and just let it be. All right, thinking that that's a done situation, thinking that they've had a conversation and come to some conclusion. Tricked you, it'll be back. Don't worry, it'll be back. All right, it is time to put some methods in place. It's time to start here because this is your starting point. Dig into the understanding of it. If you connect it with pride and disconnect it from your self-awareness, from relationships, from opportunities, from purpose, and from peace, what is the damage state? What is it costing you? Or what has it costed you to this point? And then here's the question of the week. Do you want to continue in that manner? Now, I've talked to my folks who need to grow in this area, and I will say to my folks who have already been doing the work and have grown a lot in these areas, it's time to measure your growth from where you are to where you've moved to, and then get eyes nice and tight on where you're headed. All right, what are those goals? What's it going to look like when you've accomplished them? That needs to be defined so that you know when you get there. Okay, how are you going to run to the finish line if you haven't made clear where it is? All right, so I've had a lot of conversations. I've had a lot of conversations, so I really have, and it's wonderful. And I love having the conversations when people are seeking to grow. When clients are coming and saying, "Hey, listen, let's work together closely. Let's get this done in 6 months. Let's get this done in 1 year." I am a freaking fan of that behavior because I know the importance, and then I get to rejoice with the people. I get to celebrate the growth and the love and the peace that comes after. Don't you want some peace? Don't you want some peace, sir? Don't you want some peace, lady? Don't make it optional. You can have peace, can be yours for the price of $99. You taking time to pay attention and doing the introspection, getting clear, recognizing these areas, going hunting, finding out where the falling down occurred, and getting clear on that, and learning how to get up, and then getting the hell up and moving on. There's life after. There's life after it. Okay, so I'm gonna run back these points real quick, just so you have them, and then this is what I will say: go press play. You can go press play 77 times with SXP MetaMorphosis 365 Growth Podcast. 77 times. That means that you have 77 opportunities to go through and learn something. Even on our podcast, when we're straight up on shenanigans, doing some poetry, maybe even having just a silly fun conversation or celebrating, even in those, we're still dropping nuggets. I'm still teaching growth because that's where you are. That is what I do. That is who I am. Melikia K. Courtney. In the poetry streets, I am Lady Molotov. And I enjoy that as well. And there's still messages. I'm still dropping messages in my poetry. Get the picture? I am by heart innately love and an instructor, an educator, a spiritual guide. And it's my joy. Like I love what I do. I love what I do. And a lot of people I get to do it with. So if you know you need somebody loving you back to life, don't make any more excuses. Don't find not one more reason to resist. Knock it off. Knock it off. It's time to grow. It was late in the day. And like I said, I was at a funeral last Thursday. And young person, y'all. So don't let your gift, your skill, your purpose, your opportunity, your relationships, your self-awareness, don't let it die unfulfilled. Fair enough? All right, if you are under the hearing of my voice, your reasons have been wiped away. You got no excuses. All gone. Time to get to work. I kind of feel like I've said everything that I need to say. We are at 50 after, so let me see if I need to share any of these things. Oh my God. I gotta say, I found this cream. It's completely side note. It's got neem in it, and I wish I could remember the ingredient's name, but I'm gonna find that jar. I wish I had put some on before I came outside because I'm out of state. Their mosquitoes are very friendly. So let's see. Pop this and share this with you guys. I'm gonna encourage you to grab a screenshot. I do believe this is the updated one. And if not, I hit the wrong one, but I'll honor this. Let me screenshot it too, just to make sure. And this way you have a quick peek at my services. Bam, I'll give you enough time to do that. And then I always enjoy sharing things from friends.
To the disease for which it sends one app on a world wide web with tributes and memories for all, because everybody wants to be remembered. I pledge allegiance to Instagram of the United States of emotions, and to the disease for which it stands. One app on a world wide web with tributes and memories for all, because everybody wants to be remembered.
Cool. So definitely connect and I'll get that app. Grief requires some recovering. Trust it does. Oh, I think I got that mosquito. Thank you, Lord. Maybe. On that note, I'm going to satisfy my rioter and then we're going to get up out of here.
He loved her while grabbing her body to pull her into loving arms. He loves her while grabbing the headboard. He loved her while choking her gently till the lights went out. No words, no doubt of passive insensitivities. Loved her safest in his mind when she was on her knees or him flat on his back, staring dreamily into eyes. Got the feeling that she danced lively in a world full of danger. Stranger the happenings, the more captivating. His thick hair and comely bulges caused her budget to decrease. Steadily efforts paid to please him, paycheck his being back together. Prayer, positive words, and whatever alabaster box that bastarded hearted her mudgeon called for or demanded. Silently bewitching pools, wormholes she laced her tongue through. Unknown galaxies awaited, worm on the hook, she baited him with clarity. Oceanic love, skydiving insanity, plunging to her need. His strong arms kept her as she bleed to death. Without him, there's no man left on earth. Amazonian crown, king, queen, royalty, she bowed her head. Crowns rolling off down Brown's legs like meatballs from atop spaghetti. Heavy is the crown. Water, I'm so thirsty now. Help me, she tried to scream out. Only thing is, that's exactly what he was doing. Healing her from life. Bewildered, suffocating all the knots, it's not what you think. He only sought to return her life to ink. Rewrite. And maybe next time she'd get it right. Or perhaps not. In body and out, they've been each other's operator. I need a way out for one another. Not just acquainted breaths, but been friend, mother, sister, lover, wife. Elemental air, broken bread, saline, love of my life. Catalyst, antagonist, and prime. Singuloid, that one line. Yeah, this time, she loved him without grip. She loved him as the stingers pierced daily in and out of her. Allergy, world blurry, and she couldn't see. She loved him through hot to cold, black mold, sweaty walls. Tongue to left and to right, mirrors to souls of soul, dangling disco balls of flashes. Lifetimes hanging walls of memories. Did I find him? Or did he find me? Conspiracy. Focus synchronicities to ensure love was rubbed like that wood stump of a famous tree. It's showtime. Legs already broken, so she can't stand. He's already guilty by the placement of his hands, fingerprinted, reminders all over her body, toes to thumb. She inhaled her last breath. Tears rolling down, and he comes. Pleasure, pure agony. He rapid to enter, 3 strokes and he's centered. She's gone from this realm, and he's going with her.
And on that note, beautiful people, we have done what we came to do. That was yours truly, Lady Molotov. Inverted Love is the title. You can find it on all of your music streaming platforms. While you're there, also look for Wood to the Dummy. Wood to the Dummy who picked Fight With Me. You'll fight not with me. I sit at God's feet. Wood to the Dummy. So go enjoy both of those offerings on your streaming platforms. Have some fun. Enjoy. I have enjoyed sharing with you guys today, and I think we made our points. If you find that you're stuck anywhere, you have any questions, need a little bit more clarity, please do feel free to reach out to me. I love conversations. I enjoy feedback and then perspective. I'm a super huge high fan of sharing perspectives and receiving get the picture. So yeah, lifelong learner in the chair and lifelong teacher. Come let me love you back to life. Let's go on and get up out of here cheering. Bye.